Welcome back to Unpopular Honesty. I am Cornbread Capone, and today I just wanted to talk about age appropriation. Recently, I asked a woman about age appropriation. She thought I was talking about age appropriation regarding dating. I meant age appropriation in regards to activities adults should not be engaging in. On social media, you can see several posts that I have came across that said, "What shouldn't you do over the age of 30? What shouldn't you do over the age of 40?" That's where the age appropriation conversation comes in. What shouldn't you do over 30? Let's just start there. 30, you should be mature enough to not conduct yourself like a teenager. That's just one part. Acting, how you conduct yourself in public settings around people, that's one thing. Then there's so many variables that go into this. This can fall under dress code. You should dress age appropriate. There is clothes for you to wear out there. You shouldn't dress like a teenager. Um, a lot of people don't think that the music that they listen to plays a part either. But if you're over 30 and you listen to 20-year-olds and or teenagers who make music, one would say that you're suffering from arrested development. Somebody else would say that you're trying to be young. Identity is key for anyone. You would like to have your own identity. You would like to want to be yourself. Unfortunately, in the world that we live in, it's a lot of people who feel comfortable pretending to be something that they're not, even if that is pretending to be someone else. Over 30, you should have your own identity. You shouldn't be identifying with a celebrity. Celebrity worship is very big in the Black community. So much so that if you speak down upon someone's favorite artist, it could possibly be a fight. No other racial group does that. I don't see Hispanics jumping each other over disrespect over a Tejano band. I don't see white people acting like this over somebody disrespectful comments towards Taylor Swift. I don't see it in the Asian community, the Chinese community. None of these other races do that. And then it goes deeper than that. I mean, I've seen both men and women suffer from this age appropriation because, see, there's nobody around now to tell you anything about it because people are afraid to. And then another thing is people are sensitive. They can't take constructive criticism. They're always taking it negatively and then acting out of emotion. But the reality is, it's a bunch of men and women over the age of 30, 35, 40, and beyond who identify as teenagers. If this is the case, if everybody wants to act young despite age, where does the knowledge come from? Because two young people can't raise each other. Crazy part is, most of the people who are guilty of this have children. So you have a child and your child is there, who's the adult in the house? And this is crazy that this even has to be said, but this is what's going on. It's a severe issue with age appropriation, what is appropriate for your age and what is not. And it hits on so many levels. So many levels. Because there are people beyond 30 who don't act like it, don't dress like it, don't conduct themselves like it, don't talk like it. I'm talking about every case scenario you could possibly think of. It's being done. And it's going unchecked because nobody wants to say nothing about it. But I'm looking at it and I'm saying, man, this is an issue. This is a major issue. And I just had to say something about it because I felt like this needed to be talked about. This needed to be a discussion. I grew up in the 90s. When I grew up in the 90s, the older generation of people, the people that were older than me, you knew that they were older than me by the way that they dressed and by the way that they conducted themselves in public and in private. There was no 40-year-old trying to dress like a teenager in the 90s. It did not happen. 40-year-olds in the 90s, they were not listening to rap music. It was only the teenagers, I say 20 and under, were the ones who were listening to rap music in the 90s. Above 30, above 40, they were not listening to rap music. Age appropriation existed at that time. Because at that time, they were not afraid to tell you, hey, I'm too old for that shit. Hey, I'm too old to be around this shit. They told you quick and they let you know. You know what I'm saying? And everything was in its proper order then. The kids were kids. And the adults were adults. And nobody tried to confuse their role. You know, some of us growing up, looking back, we might have did things to try to grow up a little too fast, but we live to regret that because once we became adults, we wish we could go back to being kids again. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to identify as a teenager in my adult life right now. It's a lot of people within my age group or peer group who are. And that's what I'm trying to understand. Like, it's a lot of people beyond 30 who try to stay young as possible. And I don't get it. And an insult is somebody being old when really you being older is a blessing because it's a lot of people that have not made it to 35, 40, 45, 50. It's a lot of people that did not make it to see that. And if you're fortunate enough to make it to that point, you should be blessed. You should not be looked down upon because you're old. You should embrace the age you are. That doesn't mean you can't go out and have fun. You can have fun. But now, when your identity mirrors one of your children, when your actions, when you're a grown man, but you identify as a YN, that's a problem. When you're a grown woman with children, some even with grandchildren, and you identify as a hot girl, that's a problem. I mean, I just had to speak on that, man, but y'all let me know what y'all think. Until next time, everybody, peace and love, because that's what the world needs in a major way. Peace and love.